How's it going, everyone? Andy here with 3 Hour Games. I've got 4 upcoming deck builder games I want to show you today. I've got 2 with cozy art styles, and I've got 2 games that are inspired by Lovecraftian horror. Sit back, have a look, and let's dive right into it. First, we are going to take a look at Spin Hero, coming out October 8th, where you spin the reels to decide your fate, collect powerful symbols for your inventory, adapt and evolve your strategy, learning from defeats to unlock new possibilities and synergies. There are 4 playable characters here. We have a cute little shop. This is all done in pixel art style with sprites. So we have the thrill of a roguelike adventure with the strategic depth of deck building. You're going to navigate through procedurally generated stages where every decision counts. You're going to spin the reel to determine your fate in battle, collecting powerful symbols to strengthen your inventory. Adapt and evolve your strategy with each run, learning from defeat to unlock new possibilities and discover unique synergies. Looking at the Steam page, there's over 120 symbols you're going to be able to add to your slot machine to create powerful combos or to just really have an interesting effect on the gameplay. There are over 50 different enemies, each posing distinct threats, 8 powerful bosses, and 6 unique stages that you're going to work your way through, where you choose your path throughout the game. Now here's where things get interesting. We have 4 different types of symbols we're going to put on our wheel here. You're going to spin this for every turn, and based on what pops up here, we are going to attack, defend, or do other kinds of effects on our enemy. As you defeat the enemies, you're going to get a card style reward for more items you get to add onto your slot machine wheel. You're going to fight more enemies and move through the map in this same way, spinning your wheel every time. We can see here we have the arrow we picked up last time. The arrows are only going to work if you spin them next to a quiver. So every time you spin the wheel and the bow does not show up next to a quiver, that is a wasted spin on that item. But as we can see here, we're still pulling our shields, our ring, our magic, and our sword. We do gain more and more rewards every time to keep adding to our wheel. And we've added some extra stuff here. You can see we've got a helmet, we've got keys, we've got more bows and everything. So as you move on, your wheel starts to fill up with items and you have less turns where you don't do much of anything at all. That's going to do it for Spin Hero. Like I said, this game comes out October 8th. Take a look at the demo that's available on Goblin's Publishing Steam page. O Mancer is a really cozy looking, fun deck building game that takes place in first person. Though you long for a peaceful life, you're going to be forced to embark on an adventure. In this world of swords, magic, and guns, make good use of your dice and deck to find a way back to tranquility. What can the dice be used for? Well, these dice change everything. As we move forward here, you can see the different colors on our cards. Those are going to change our mana abilities. So we can actually cash in a blue colored card to get some blue mana to play our crossbows. For this piggy here who's got thick skin. The art style I actually really enjoy with this one. And we haven't seen too many games where you're in a first person mode playing a deck builder. This girl gives us even more abilities we're going to be able to use here. We have purple energy now that is going to change things even more. We start to implement the dice in this game. So we can cash some cards in to use purple mana, and the purple mana is all going to be about dice-based attacks. I actually missed there the cash in option, so I played that card instead of cashing it in. So I'm going to cash in this one for a purple mana. Now I can play this Chaos Strike, which is going to roll a d20 and deal 8 damage to the pig. In every encounter we get to, things get more and more interesting. So now we've got this enemy here who's got two health bars that we're not going to be able to do any kind of damage to, but we get our special bonus here where we get even more dice that are going to randomize everything throughout this game. That's going to do it for O Mancer. Again, this one comes out October 10th. The demo is available now on their Steam page for Windows. Up next, we have a game that for those of you who are really into narrative gameplay and who love classical horror, you are not going to want to miss out on this one. Taken straight from H.P. Lovecraft and the Cthulhu mythos, we have Menace from the Deep. Menace from the Deep is an enthralling roguelike deck building game that unfolds a dark world. And again, this draws inspiration straight from H.P. Lovecraft and the Cthulhu mythos. Set against the backdrop of 1920s USA, the narrative is going to revolve around a clandestine occult society. We have 3 unique players, each with their own deck of cards and fighting styles. 3 types of inventories. We're going to have relics, equipment, and consumables. And we're going to be able to collect and upgrade numerous unique cards. So the base idea around this game is you are renovating a museum in a town that is kind of falling apart. So as we gather resources, we're going to be able to build more and more areas around the town. When you start the game, you're going to be able to choose from several different decks. Before you unlock anything, you have an aggressive deck and a defensive deck. But as we can see here, as we build more buildings and level them up, we're going to have access to even more newer kinds of decks to play with. Another cool thing about this game is the navigation system. We have 15 encounters we get to use before we fight our first boss against an elder god. In order to choose those encounters, rather than looking at a map like a traditional roguelike, we have our 3 cards down here at the bottom. We drag one up to the top, it's going to use up some fuel, and it's going to use up a space on our map. Of course, this game is still under construction, but each encounter is going to give us some options here, and if we haven't interacted with those in the past, we don't know what our outcome is going to be. So in this instance, we have a small monster that's looking through some debris. We have the option to attack it. We can extend our hand to try and interact with it, or we can see what the monster was interested in doing. And based on those different interactions, we're going to get different outcomes. Our fights are going to range anywhere from these swamp monsters to eldritch horrors to humanoids from the town who don't want us poking around in their business. Now, the gameplay is pretty similar to most deck builders. You're going to have your block cards, your defense, and then the intent is actually going to show up over our character instead of over the enemies. We have health, but this blue brain bar here is our sanity. Those of you who are familiar with Lovecraft know that just about anything involving that is going to have a sanity counter. If we go insane, of course, we lose. Other things of note, the dog here is a companion, but we don't get to choose what the dog does. And the same thing is going to be for any other companions we meet along the way. We only control what the hero is going to do. Menace from the Deep is a few weeks out still, not until November 11th. But again, the demo is available now, and it's a really fun one to check out, so I recommend you all do so. Rounding out today's video, we have Hunt the Pale Gods, a cosmic horror roguelike, where we once again are going to fight different nightmarish creatures. We're going to build our decks and discover powerful magic and effects to combine all unique effects in the game-breaking synergies. We're going to awaken and hunt the Pale Gods, another Lovecraftian-style horror game. This game has 5 different kinds of pale gods we're going to hunt. We have Primordial, which is savagery and blood magic. We have Progeny, which deals with time and space. We have Abyssals, which are wrath from the deep seas. We have Umbral, which is the dark and beyond. And we have the Eye, which is the cult of the Ashen Absolution. Here we have a generic looking map. We don't get a whole lot of choices to go back and forth here, but we do get to choose which kind of ancient god we are going to fight. And that's going to determine our monster type. Now, as you can see here, we are actually on a little grid board where we have to move our character close enough to be able to attack. So our move units here are going to cost energy, and most of our actual attack types do not. Here we can see the enemy's intent is highlighted in the red here, where the enemy can actually attack us. So if we want to be able to get out of there, we need to move outside. Hunt the Pale Gods does not yet have a release date. It is still coming soon, but this demo is available to download and play today. That's going to do it for today's video. Leave a like and subscribe down below. Comment, let me know what kind of games you're looking forward to. If there's demos available, I'll check them out, and I'll see you all in the next one.